Everybody. Hi. Happy Tuesday. I am checking in with you guys. I'm going to try to go live more consistently here moving forward for the spring or really just for the rest of the year. I'm going to try to go live more with you guys, highlighting some different topics and answering any questions that you may have. So if you don't catch this live and you have questions that you want to ask, feel free to drop them beneath the video later, and I can definitely answer your questions then. But for this, for the live today, I felt like I wanted to talk about body image for a bit, and right now in particular because of the time of year. It's March, at least in my side of the world. I know everyone is coming from different places. It is warming up here. The days are getting longer. It's in the 70s some days, and there's like this unspoken but maybe even spoken like pressure or train of thought, I guess, or underlying kind of energy around body. Okay. And excuse me for the long way to get around to that, but when it warms up, a lot of times you'll hear in the wintertime people will say, I prefer the winter because I can cover my body up, or the summer bodies are made in the winter, kind of alluding to this difference between what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to look like, what you're supposed to feel like in the wintertime versus when it starts to warm up. Shorts come out, bathing suits, the dresses, short sleeve shirts, and I always hear women talking about, well, I don't wear that kind of shirt because I don't like my arms, or I don't wear that type of pants or whatever because of my legs this or my stomach area that, and will not adjust with the weather sometimes because they're uncomfortable with what that would look like for their body. So I thought, let's talk about body image for a little bit, just to see, if there's some tips I can give you guys to kind of help proactively, I guess, in a sense, navigate some of this stuff. We're all underneath the conditioning of society and the pressures that are on women to have a certain type of body, especially when it's vacation time and it's beach time. Like, there's this underlying expectation that we need to do something different with our bodies in order to experience spring and summer. So one of the ways that I recommend, and I'll talk about fighting against that, is to have conversations about doing things differently. We're getting that message from commercials. We're getting it from our families. We're getting it from social media. We're getting it from maybe even our own insecurities or our friend groups. And so one of the best ways we can battle that is to insert a different way of thinking, reminding ourselves of a new way of thinking so that we don't go along with the status quo, which is to think that your body will be better if it's smaller, or to think that you will be better because your body is smaller. So I want to talk to you about, I did a poll on the Facebook group. I'm going to go look and check the latest on this poll, but I asked a question: who or what has had the most influence on your body image? And the most votes were to media and social media. The second vote was for family values, attitudes, just family in general. And then there was another set of votes for peers. So really, it's all over. It could be any of those. And honestly, there's more than just those three. But many of you said that social media and media was the one that has influenced you the most. And my goodness, we're in a season with social media where I was young in the 90s, but it was almost like the bodies that were highlighted in the 90s. I'm sure there was plastic surgery. I'm sure there was, but they were someone's real body to be aspired towards, right? That, at least that's how I think about it, when I reflect back and I see the different things. I'm like, okay, that's a very small body, and they probably had some disordered eating or, something that was going on with that. But that is actually someone's body that if they were to walk into this room, it would look similar to that body, right? But in our day and age with social media, there are apps that can help you to warp your body to where it's not even, your body isn't even what your body really looks like based on how much you edit it, Photoshop it. And I know that's been a thing, in media for years, but it's just so in our face. You scroll on Instagram or you scroll on social media and there's filters and there's different things, and even the reality of what someone looks like has been altered just for a casual photo. And it can really start to distort our outlook on what a normal body looks like. You know, does a normal body have that? Does it not? Or should I be aspiring towards a certain look? You know what I mean? And so I would agree, you know, social media, it's not the only thing, but it is very significant, especially now in the day and age of the internet, especially now in the age of a lot of things being virtual that were once in person. Okay, so thinking pandemic time period where we used to see people in person and kind of get another exposure to people's bodies and faces and everything in person. And now we primarily or largely go off of what somebody is presenting on social media. But second to that, and maybe not even second to that, probably is, you know, family ties. And family ties come from the context in which some of our family members grew up. You know, it's a revolving door with that type of thing. But a lot of us do have family members that judge us based on our weight or comment on our weight, give compliments based on body size, even commenting and critiquing their own body as children and being raised in that type of environment. All of that can really seep into what is your relationship like with your body. And then lastly, peers, definitely, you know, tied in with the rest of them. Once you're conditioned to something, you take that type of mentality everywhere with you. So if I'm a young girl, I'm watching TV, on social media, seeing bodies that are distorted, photoshopped, all of that kind of stuff. And then I live in an environment where my parents are maybe putting me on a diet or commenting on my body as I'm growing. I'm absolutely going to take that to school, and I'm going to be in my peer group, and then it's going to come out in the conversations that I have and the judgments that I make of myself and other people. And that's how it just becomes a revolving door of how do we get out of this? Like, it's a trap. It's a trap to figure out, I don't want to be under this type of conditioning anymore. I want to do something different. And so I'm going to give you 3 ways to improve your relationship with your body. And if anybody's on here and wants to give me ask questions or anything while I'm on the live, feel free to do that. But I'm going to give you some tips that'll hopefully be helpful to you during this time. And the first one is to spend time with your body. I know we're in our bodies 24/7, but I don't know about you. Sometimes I can go through a whole day and my body's been doing this. I've been running errands. I've been cleaning up. I've been whatever. And it's like a vessel or a vehicle to getting stuff done. But as far as spending time, even showering or even anything, it can be a task that gets checked off a list or just a means to an end to kind of get some things done, as opposed to really spending time with my body. Okay. And so you may be like, okay, what does that look like to spend time with your body? There's a lot of different ways. And this can even be broadened to getting to know your body by spending time with it. And so that could look like slowing things down when it comes to taking care of yourself. I know so many people who would say, I don't think I look in the mirror all that much when I'm getting dressed, when I'm showering, or whatever in the bathroom. They don't really look at themselves due to maybe shame, embarrassment, or just not being satisfied with their body. Take those moments to get to know you. When it comes to putting on a bathing suit and putting on shorts or whatever you might want to wear, if you haven't spent time with your body, it's going to be hard to here goes my dog, hi. When it comes time to be proud and to sit confidently in what you have, it's hard to do if you've never spent time with it for yourself, right? And so taking that time to, again, spend time unclothed with yourself. Spend time in the shower, getting to know how your skin feels and looking at your body as you're getting dressed. Try on different clothes. It doesn't have to be exposing skin or not exposing skin type of deal, but trying on different clothes to see what feels good to you. Not to keep yourself boxed in to a certain type of clothing that is rooted in shame or that hides you for unnecessary reasons or what have you. trying out different things and seeing how you like the way how it fits on your body, and if you like it or not, or different colors and that sort of thing, can really kind of help you find the positives. You know, if we're always so focused on hiding ourselves or shaming ourselves, it's going to be really hard to find those positives that maybe just need some more nurturing and some more time being spent. Okay, so the second one is a big one, and it's setting boundaries with other people. Okay, so that might be with yourself, or that might be with other people that you could be setting these boundaries, but specifically with other people, sometimes we tolerate comments from other people, picking our battles, like, oh, they just said that little thing. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to. But then those comments and that influence starts to seep down into our own core beliefs and our own self-esteem about ourselves. And so if there's someone in your life that is causing you to question yourself, or bringing up emotions, things about your body that you really are trying to work on, it is absolutely okay for you to set a boundary with that person, and just to say, hey, I don't really want to discuss my body size with you, or my body shape in this moment. Can we change the subject? And I know for some people, they'll be like, that sounds so, maybe it sounds rude, or maybe it sounds, so off-putting, but also, didn't their comment sound rude and off-putting? So if we're, who started this, right? So you wouldn't have to set those boundaries with them, or seem, and I wouldn't even say that it is rude, but to even seem or have the potential for that if there wasn't a comment that was overstepping your boundaries. So get in the habit of at least practicing those things for yourself, so that if you're in a space where you really are feeling pressured, or really are feeling centered in the attention around body conversations, or it could be just, I have with some friends had to say, I don't want to, because I'm a trainer and I'm a coach, and people just think I want to talk about bodies and eating salads and working out all day, and I really do not. I really don't. I'm trying to help people think about those things less in a way that's realistic to them. But sometimes I have to say, yeah, I've taken my trainer hat off for the day. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to, let's change the subject. You know what I mean? Or saying, yeah, no, that's not my approach to fitness. And so, I know there's trainers out there that are really, passionate about that type of eating style, or that type of body type, or helping you build certain areas of your body for aesthetic reasons. But that's not the type of trainer that I am, so I have nothing to offer. That's a boundary. That's a boundary that not only protects what I have to talk about, but also protects my own self-esteem around things that might come up in that conversation. You know what I mean? Because I'm a person too, and talking about different things related to fitness and wellness sometimes can be a trigger for me and where I am with my own body image. So whatever that looks like for you, I want you to start thinking about those situations and people and places where you feel that you may need to set boundaries around body talk, or redirect, deflect certain conversations in order to protect your own relationship with your body. Okay. And the last one I'll say, particularly around social media, but it could be in person as well, is to add variety to the people and the environments that you're exposed to. Okay. So what does this look like in the social media world? If we're on Facebook right now, I'm sure it's the same, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, if you kind of get into a certain algorithm of either of these spaces, they will start to recommend left and right. If you look up a detox tea one time, Facebook, Instagram, the metaverse, whoever it is at this point, they are going to make sure that you see every ad, every account that has any kind of connection to fitness, weight loss, wellness, eating habits, anything. And I don't know if people know that, but when someone puts an ad out there, they have words that they can select, and the algorithm will bring that ad to certain people based on what your interests have been historically. So if you look up something, we know that. You say Oreos, and then Oreos start popping up on your ads, right? So it's the same with body image stuff, fitness stuff, wellness related stuff. So I'm saying that to say that you might have to intentionally add variety to the people that you follow. So if you follow for example, if you follow a fitness influencer that has a certain body type, don't go follow 5 or 10 fitness influencers of the same exact body type over and over and over again. There is a wealth of trainers and coaches and wellness folks and nutritionists that have a variety of approaches and body types. Go seek out variety for your own well-being and your own self-esteem. Okay, so I try to follow trainers or wellness people that are my height, because I just like to see tall women, right? But I also want to go follow people of different body types, different heights, just to keep from getting conditioned to thinking that this is the only way I can look and this is the only way I can show up. Okay, so I may try to get some other resources together that kind of helps you find some of these people, because the algorithm or just social media in general is not necessarily going to put those people in front of you unless you are seeking them out. And I know that can be hard to do because diet culture sells, and so we're automatically going to be fed the diet culture type of ads and exposure when that's concerned. So I want to go back through. I just want to keep this conversation short, give you 3 quick suggestions. I'll answer any questions that come up. But I want to review the 3 ways to improve your relationship with your body, and it is to spend time with your body. That's across the gamut. That comes down to self-care. That comes down to how you treat yourself, the things that you say to yourself, adding variety to the clothes that you wear, to gift your body with something that's fun and exciting, whatever that may mean for you, to not keep yourself boxed in based on societal standards or what you think your body deserves. Okay. Number 2 is to set boundaries with yourself and with other people. So that may be you disengaging from talking about diet, body size, weight loss all the time. Sometimes we can kind of get hyper focused on that ourselves and bring that energy into a conversation with someone else, and they may not want it, right? Or vice versa, it could be someone else in your life that's bringing that type of conversation to you, and it's really triggering or it's just not helpful. And those are the moments where you can practice and begin implementing some boundaries that can help to shift the conversation. And the last one is to add the variety to your social media. Okay, so I'm going to give everybody an assignment here to end this live. I want you to, if you follow a lot of people, I don't know, I tend to be in that world a lot more because I am, the nature of what I do. But just go through and do an inventory of the people that you follow. Go through and do an inventory of what ads show up on your social media. And if it's something that's not interesting you could go to the little hamburger, the little 3 dots, and you can say not interested. And you can start to create the aesthetic and the timeline that actually supports where you're trying to go. Okay, having 10 people selling you or marketing or boasting about an extreme diet is probably not going to help you do anything differently with your body over the next 3 months than it has ever in the past. And so knowing that and then going and shifting what you're exposing yourself to is ultimately going to help you create more space and opportunity to have a different relationship with your body. So that's my call to action for you guys, is to go to your Instagram, go to your Facebook, and just take an inventory of the type of accounts that you follow. Okay, you might even Google, or you might even search for body acceptance, body neutrality, to kind of get exposed to some people that are just having a different type of experience of fitness than the one that we're fed. Okay, so I see I have 2 comments. Let me see if I can get to them. I may have to go on here to actually see them. My apologies if I'm not able to see your comments right now to respond. Oh, here we go. Yes, you have to look for them. Absolutely. Following artists and activists and other types of people who have different body types is great too. Yep, Brandy, thank you for sharing that. That is a good point. There are a lot, especially over the last 2 years, there's been a lot of information and education around where these diet culture norms come from and how it can be rooted in sexism, racism, the objectification of women, you know what I mean? And really we start thinking that we need to do something different with our bodies in order to show up, when really it's society that needs to unlearn and be educated on how oppressive those things actually have been historically. And so I absolutely think education, actually, if I could add a third, I gave you three, but if I could add, if I could add a fourth one, to educate, because once you know something is off, it's hard to unsee it, and it can be an asset to ultimately learning what you need to really help this stick for the long term. So I want to say thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for joining on. If you are watching this at a later time, feel free to drop some comments or ask some questions below, and I will be sure to continue talking about this topic over the next couple of weeks in different ways. But you guys let me know if there's other topics that you would like for me to highlight. These are just little short pick-me-ups to kind of help us regroup on some of the things that I'm sure you guys are working on. But I would be glad to hop on any topic that would be beneficial to you. And I think that's it. I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye.